to the Take Your Power Back show with peak performance breakthrough coach Kim Yeater. Today's empowering program will encourage you to step into your power, to take action in your leadership, and allow your voice to be heard. Listen in today as we speak to other freedom-loving Americans that are making a positive impact in the world by standing in truth amid adversity. Learn how to take your power back in your freedom, in your personal and professional life, in technology and creativity, and in your faith. Be inspired, be encouraged, be transformed. Together, let's take your power back with our host, peak performance breakthrough coach, Kim Yeater.
Well, hello there, my freedom-loving Patriots. Welcome to the Take Your Power Back show. I'm your host, peak performance master coach, Kim Yeater, and today we are diving headfirst into the heart of the fight for our golden state with Take Our California Back. We're building directly on the momentum from our last episode, where we've spotlighted Shasta County as the epicenter of election transparency and real election reform in our great state of California. We're fresh off the groundbreaking Shasta County ROV walkthrough led by the courageous Shasta County clerk, ROV Clint Curtis, and Take Our California Back press conference and the California Governor Forum debate, where we amplified the vision of election transparency and election reform that we got to see firsthand. And as I declared in our recent press conference on January 14th, 2026 in Shasta, the Take Our California Back team and California governor candidates are taking a stand for election transparency and real election reform. We, the people's voice and vote matter. I have the honor of leading this movement, joined by election integrity expert Dr. Douglas G. Frank, and our Take Our California Back team of governor candidates and leaders from across the state. This united coalition has launched to drive real change in 2026, ending the one-party dysfunction, restoring trust in our elections, and reviving the California dream for every family. This isn't about left versus right. It's about common sense solutions that put families, freedom, prosperity, and election transparency first, no matter your party or background. We're reaching Democrats tired of endless bureaucracy, independents seeking practical change, and Republicans ready to fight for the values that make California great. Leading on election transparency and reform, the Take Our California Back team is educating voters statewide on practical ways to restore trust, voter verification, accurate rolls, transparency, secure processes, so every vote counts fairly and every Californian can believe in the results. General Flynn says local action equals national impact. Well, here we are. The power is put back in your hands. From the months of January to November 2026, we're building massive grassroots momentum. And as you've heard, we kicked off the historic Shasta County ROV walkthrough, getting to see election transparency and election reform with our own eyes. Shasta is the epicenter and leads the way, with our team standing united to take California back. Today on the Take Your Power Back show, I am thrilled to welcome Dr. Douglas G. Frank, our election integrity expert who's worked in 48 states, Shasta County ROV clerk Clint Curtis, and special guest who's been a warrior for truth in elections nationwide and now running for the governor of Minnesota, Mike Lindell. Together, we'll dive deep into Shasta's leadership in pioneering transparent, verifiable election processes that put we the people first. Practical steps towards voter verification, accurate voter rolls, full transparency, and secure voting, and how faith-inspired grassroots action is uniting patriots across California to fight corruption and truly take California back. Let me welcome in this team of warriors. Gentlemen, welcome to the Take Your Power Back show.
Good to be here.
Great to be here.
Who talks first?
We're trying not to step on each other. Do you see that?
Right.
Exactly. That's amazing. And what I love about y'all, you know one another well. You've worked together in the realm of election integrity, election transparency, and election reform. You have been whistleblowers, and you've really been the warriors that have led the charge. So your action has inspired people like me and patriots across the country to stand up and say, hey, I'm a mom. I can do something about this. We can take our power back. So gentlemen, today, I'm going to toss a couple questions your way, and we're going to just unfold what we're doing in the realm of taking our power back with election transparency and election reform. And let's actually start with you first, okay? Building on the Shasta ROV walkthrough and the Governor Forum debate that we moderated together, what key insights from those events show how Shasta is modeling election transparency for the entire state?
I'd say the entire country, but go ahead.
Yeah, bingo.
Exactly. And my next question was, and how can other counties replicate this and ensure voter rolls are accurate and every vote is verifiable? You're right, Doug. This isn't just about Shasta in California. This is going to impact the entire nation. Go, Doug.
Oh, you want me to go? Hey,
Go first.
Mike, it's important you know something. The Attorney General and Secretary of State of California sent teams up to inspect what Clint has done up there in Shasta County because they don't like it. They don't like it at all. And he survived their scrutiny, and
Wow.
He brought out the law and showed him right in the law where everything he's doing is legal. So it's really quite cool. And the question, I mean, it's just a stupid, obvious question. If he can do it, why can't everybody else in California do it?
That's right.
Absolutely. I said a long time ago that Shasta County I said, more's getting done in Shasta County than all these Republican states I had put together. Go ahead.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good. That's so good.
And Clint, how much did you spend? This is a great statistic. You're gonna love this, Mike.
$1,800 for the whole county.
For the entire county. How
Hey,
many
Clint,
people is that?
Hey, Clint, you better be careful. You know what happened in Arkansas when they didn't spend enough?
They complain.
Yeah.
They can send to Minnesota for people to steal, right?
When you walk into this place, Mike, the former ROV that had been elected there, she had actually built a fence around the building to keep people out.
Right.
But what Clint has done is he's like, when you walk into this building, it's just open and welcoming, and he's saying, come right in, and there's cameras everywhere, and feel free to come in and sit and watch us do this process. And if you want to volunteer, here, you can sit over here and you can work. In other words, he's completely opened it up to the public. It's really quite remarkable.
Right on.
Shasta had a big issue. You remember Shasta back when everybody was fighting and all that sort of thing?
Oh boy,
So
yes.
they were having almost fist fights on election day. So they had walled it off, put up spiked fences, not around the building, but right through the middle of the building. It was even stranger.
That's right.
The middle of the floor. And
they spent $40,000 for that. Go ahead.
absolutely. So $30,000 to wall people off, which of course solves nothing because people can't see anything. So we've taken all that down and it's all red, white, and blue. But the biggest thing is because we're stuck with using the machines because, we don't want to, but in California,
Right.
Shasta County got rid of them. And then actually the person that I fired that's running against me went down to help push along emergency legislation that Shasta County had to use machines.
Wow.
Does that make any sense?
No, it
So
doesn't,
anyway,
but doesn't
even with the
surprise me,
stupid, even with the stupid machines, we now record every ballot before it ever touches the machine, and then again after, because that's a ballot of record, And you want to make sure that the programmer, like me, can't go in there and tinker and make it do whatever it wants to do. And so your ballot of record is off. So now you have two records that actually can see everything that's going on. So the machines are neutered. And of course, ours came out perfect.
Did you have to change the paper from what they had before?
No, we haven't gone into that issue. You're talking about this supposed overspray issue?
No, I have no idea. I'm just wondering if you could use the same, if you had to get a special paper that they said, well, you could figure out somebody's vote because you're under camera now. I was just curious.
Yeah, we just have regular paper.
Regular paper.
They all look exactly the same. If someone signs their name or anything like that, then we pull that out and that doesn't get shown on camera. That goes back to an adjudication spot. And very few people are that stupid. They actually did a good job.
Wow, that's awesome.
So Clint, let me ask you. So as the Shasta County ROV, you led us through the transparent process during the walkthrough. We had our governor candidates there. You had it open to the community, right?
Right.
And then we went into our press conference. But what practical reforms have you implemented in Shasta that prioritize paper ballots, full transparency, and secure voting? We just talked about some of them. Is there anything else that you want Mike to know and the people to know?
Well, they had a big issue with chain of custody. In fact, they had none. They would move ballots around, walk them around the building, up and down, nothing locked up. When they would sort the ballots after mail-in, they would do it like a mail room, and they would have these little blue bins that they would just throw the ballots in, unlocked, in a room, upstairs. It had a key code, but when I checked the logs, 500 entries lacked the names of the people who were entering. So it had a key code to nothing. So you don't even know who went in there or what they did. And in the last election, they had 2,700 more votes than voters, which sounds like a lot unless you look at Orange County, which had 34,000.
Well, it sounds like Pennsylvania.
Doesn't it though?
But
Hey, I got a quick question, Clint. In Shasta County, when they went, I was actually running for RNC chair at the same time. And when they were getting rid of the machines, then wasn't there something changed where they used the handicap against you? Now that it doesn't matter, right? The handicap, who cares? Now you took that out of the equation, which to me is key. You like you say, you've neutered the machines. So you know what? Fine, here they are, these paperweights, basically. Here they are.
Here they are. And it doesn't matter what you use, whether you use Heart, Dominion, whatever, as long as the people can check that and it's live streamed and recorded so they can check it on their own. As long as they can check it, it doesn't matter. Because we wanted it. We wanted them to cheat. We were hoping for it.
Right. Now, when you live stream, so you did live stream, did you have to get that approved too to be able to live stream that?
It might be interesting to know that that is at the discretion of the ROV.
Oh, right in the law, it says.
Wow.
Yes.
Because the only thing I see would be if as this expands out from Shasta County, one of the first things, if I was going to stop this and still be able to cheat, it would be this. I would say, oh no live stream. It could be someone could see something, and by doing that, then you have the other stuff in place where you have to be close enough to recount the ballots, and that they always cheat just enough so you can't do a recount. But you've eliminated that by doing the live stream, and that's beautiful.
And we took all of the people that used to be behind the pitched spiked fence, and now they're able to sit right behind every one of the workers so they can watch what's going on. Of course, the problem is now that I'm there and they know it's okay, I'm hard to get the people who want to sit there.
So has the pushback came yet from the state, what have they done to, obviously they don't want fair elections. So how are you going to deal with that?
Well, they sent on election night, they sent 2 from the Secretary of State's office and 2 from the Attorney General's office to watch me. And there was nothing they could do. Everything is by the book and by the law. And because all of election code says you need meaningful observation. So they have to throw all that out and say, no, we're actually going to hide everything from you. And that's a big push for them.
So what they did is I imagine they just went out of the building and said, hey, we got big problems now.
Probably.
we got
They
really
back.
problem. We can't cheat. This is bad.
Yeah.
They tried to get me pushed back on, because I let people take pictures of everything, the process, everything in there.
Right.
And so they were giving me pushback on that. So no, we shouldn't allow cameras. They can be taking pictures of the ballots. And I go, you realize it's live streamed and recorded. What are they going to be doing? They can take screenshots. They don't even take pictures.
So wait a minute, Clint. The state told you that you couldn't allow pictures to be taken?
Yes.
But you're streaming everything.
I'm streaming everything.
Which is
It's illegal. Right. And they're not taking pictures of any of the ballots that can't go through because those are already pre-sorted. And we had like 50 total. And most of that, we didn't have anybody that could wrote their name or do a mouse or anything like that. It was, like they voted twice and the machine couldn't figure out what it was. So it goes over adjudication. Still enough of a marking that we didn't want to deal with it.
So how many went through? Was this a test run or an actual election?
Say again?
Was this a test run you did or was it an actual election?
This was an actual election.
Okay. So now, how long ago was this?
This was November.
November. So in November. So my question is, when you have the cameras, is that covering every machine then, or just when they're just when they go through the tabulators, or how? Tell me the scene.
Okay.
What does it look like?
Let me show a picture. Let me give them a picture just so we have an idea, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, for example, we've got, so this is, do you see this picture, Mike, with all the screens?
Yeah.
This is when you walk into the event. Clint, walk us through this. I'm going to pop up a couple of pictures as we go.
Okay.
So what are we seeing here? Can you see my screen with all of the...
Oh,
yeah, we see it. We see it, Kim. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the observation room. In the observation room, along the cameras on the top, we actually have 3 cameras over each station so you can see the ballots when they're being counted the first time, when they go through the machine, and being counted the next time. And on that, all is labeled big enough so you can see what it's doing. So those TVs along the top there actually can show you that process as well. Now, it's not connected to the actual anything internal. That is actually the live stream you're watching. So I will know if the live stream goes down because those cameras will not be able to pick anything up.
By the way, to your right there, where you're facing us, but to your right in that picture, that isn't a wall, by the way, Mike. That's clear, open right into the...
All open.
That's all open. Anybody can look right in there and listen and talk. And
Okay, I got another question. So the was this live stream like outside of the building too?
Yes.
Yes,
so if you go to takeourcaliforniaback.com, Mike, I've sent you those links. You're going to be able to see the entire piece right here. Everything from the outdoors to the indoors to walking us through the entire process. It was absolutely...
So you're actually seeing, hold it. So you're actually seeing the people come up and vote?
no.
No, you can't see the voting. You're seeing the processing.
Oh, okay, I got it. So you're seeing, so say this again. So how you're seeing the processing. So follow the person. So I go in and I vote. I'm not under camera. Is that correct?
Correct. You're not, well, you're kind of under camera because we do have some cameras, but they can't see the vote or anything. They're just seeing you walk in and out. So
okay, all right. So then I vote. And then what? It's counted later? I don't get it.
yes, you vote. It then goes into basically the ballot box. When the polls close, we grab the ballot boxes and we do a pre-sort. Everything's in the stack of 50s, and the ones that we can't see are taken out and put in another spot.
Those are the boxes. By the way, notice that they're clear boxes too. That's awesome.
Okay, so go ahead.
That's vote by mail. So vote by mail has a whole new process because it's a pain. Get rid of that for me if you can.
Okay.
When they vote by mail, it goes through all this. Oh, I lost you. That's when it goes in the clear ones, because it goes in this front clear ones there that I have my hand over.
Right.
That's the ones that goes in first because it still has to have a signature verification, which in California is absolutely worthless, but we still have to do it.
Mike,
So
they're almost all vote by mail there.
So they go right through that.
Okay, I have a question. So
Yes.
when you come in and vote, are you voting on Are you voting on a tablet or are you voting just on paper, period?
Paper, always paper.
So you're not, the only machine is the tabulators when they're counted under camera. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, now I got it. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Here's
What
a
are you
great
doing
one.
for the What are you doing for the handicap? What do they say? What did it tell you they have to do there?
We have these little handicap machines.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they work because in the 5 years they've owned them, no one has ever used them.
I heard that. You know, and here
But
in
we have
California-
5 of them. We have
Yeah,
5 of them in the office and 1 in every precinct
Right,
because we're precinct
right.
based.
I
So they
remember that
come
was
there
the-
and they print it out and it prints out somewhere. I don't know where because I haven't actually seen
Right.
it work, but it's worthless too. So when it prints out, it prints out a ballot that can go through nice and easy.
Right
And if they
on.
did want that separated, I guess I could separate all the non-ballots that we actually have to count. So
Wow. Oh,
that could be
that's-
separated out for an adjudication if it was printed wrong. But if they're a good
So when
programmer,
you're count-
they could
when
make
you're
those
counting-
marks good.
when they're counted and put in the tabulators, are they under camera? Are they put in one at a time so each person can see what the votes were, or
Yes.
they are one at a time?
Yep.
You know-
No, they go through the tabulator in a stack, but you have counted them one at a time ahead of time.
Yes. Under a
Front and
camera.
back. Front and back.
Okay. When you say you counted them one at a time, if there's 10 people or 20 people on the ballot, how are you doing that?
You're just flipping through them. You're counting anything because in California, it's illegal to count. So all you're doing is just flipping through the ballots. If
So
you want to
you're
count
just
to 50. Yeah.
You're just
Under a
showing the
camera.
ballot. Okay, so your audit would actually be the camera because the camera's seeing each one.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And
Okay, I
the
got
people
you.
can audit it by precinct. They can audit their race. They can audit anything they want.
Well, I could sit there and if I wanted to rewind the camera and put it slow, I could get all the voting totals then.
Yes. you did.
Absolutely.
Yes.
From home.
That's awesome.
From
And you can
home.
balance it by batch, which means if you were in a particular precinct, a precinct where you thought you were going to do well and suddenly it
Right.
didn't turn out, you could go to that precinct and just tabulate that one, see what the real count is, and then
Right.
what the tabulator told you.
Right.
And then you also have to match that one to the other one, but that's okay. we'll
Yeah,
get that
no.
one.
No, this is really awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
I mean, what we're seeing is what's possible for the entire state, right?
No,
The
no,
entire
country.
Yeah,
Kim,
and the
country.
country.
Kim,
Yes.
country.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
excited, you guys. This
Country.
is the first time hearing of this. I've been a little busy.
In this photo here,
I'm very
let me go back.
excited.
Oh,
This
In
is
that-
awesome.
in that photo right there, you can see how it's set up. You'll see 3 people there. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll see the first guy in the beard. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the one who will flip through the ballots, just flip them over. You
Yeah.
will hand him the thing. You will hand it. It's sealed. You hand it to him. He opens it up. He flips through it. When he's flipped through it, he then takes it, hands it to Dr. Frank there, who's going to run the
Yeah.
tabulator.
Right.
Odd thing for him to do, but he's running the tabulator.
There you are. I want to
Did you
melt
guys-
it down and make it
did-
into
did-
prison bars.
Did you
When
guys
he's-
did you guys do some time studies so I can get from you for the rest of the country?
Sure, it does. It actually is quicker because if you just run the tabulator and you have one guy doing it, he has to fluff the ballots ahead of time anyway. So when you put it in, when the other guy's fluffing it for you, you keep the scanner running at full speed.
Really?
The scanner runs 3,000 per hour.
That's what that was. Okay. Wow. Do the people keep up with the scanner?
Right. The people,
So it's
well, they
3,000.
can this way, but they can't usually.
Wow.
Because usually, you're going to run it, then you're going to do it. You have to do all your writing, then you hand it off, then you store it. One person doing that takes a long time. So if you have 3 people, you can zip through it.
So what's the way to cheat, or don't you want to tell them that online here?
What's the way to cheat?
Can you do it? Can you do it like they did with the
Good question.
suitcases in Georgia? I mean,
Well, you can't front load. You can't front load because we've got the security down on the front loading.
Right,
You can't load it there, so you have to cheat in the voter rolls.
right.
And
right.
what I'm
That's
doing down in the
right.
voter rolls, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
What I'm going to do down in the voter rolls is we're going to take a snapshot, basically a full voter roll every week. Then we're going to take what we tell the Secretary of State, the changes we need to make, who needs to come off, who doesn't. Because that's what we do normally, but we don't even record that. There's no place that's recorded. That's all on the site called VoteCal. And so if they don't take them off, we don't know. Now we'll know.
Is that just your county or is that the whole state?
Whole state.
Really? Wow.
They always do HAVA makes them do the whole state as far as the voter rolls.
Yeah.
That's an error in HAVA. It should give them back to the counties
Agreed.
and then
Yeah,
have criminal
absolutely.
penalties if it's not done right.
Right.
Which
So
some
Mike asked
people
how
do.
to cheat. And what I love about what Clint's done is Clint has made the machines unable to cheat. And
Yes.
anybody at home can watch every part of the step. So now to cheat in California, what they have to do is they have to put stuffed ballots, not from real voters.
Right.
And that's
Right.
and that's pretty easy to do in California because a third of the people in the voter rolls don't belong there. And that's already been proven in court. I don't have to argue that. So I always tell people it doesn't matter how you count the cash in the register. What matters is how many of the bills are counterfeit. And so Clint has solved the second half of the problem.
Well, I think he's solved for me, one of the biggest problems because it's the machines. You
We
have
agree.
to, if you didn't get that, you can, what you're talking about, Dr. Frank, those are physical things you have to do, right? Or can you
Yeah.
get,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
to take those physical ballots,
Yes.
and which would be obviously mail in, most of them, right?
Yes.
So, with the dirty voter roll. So,
Yes.
I mean, we all knew we had to get to the root of the machine first.
We agree.
And then it's interesting here. I'm going to bring this to the president because, to get before this 2026 election, even in my home state of Minnesota, me running for governor, I actually get access if I win the primary or when I win the primary, everybody, I get access to all the machines. We are wondering how to make that, but putting something in like this. Now, did you have to get that voted in, or are you just be able to put it in as the highest
ROV.
person? Okay.
ROV
So-
has discretion.
Okay, but I wonder if any. So I guess for me, I'd have to find out if for other states, including Minnesota, if that's the same there. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It
Right.
probably is. And when you become governor, if you have a legislature, it's halfway cooperative because you only need those guys too, then you could probably push this down because
Right.
it only adds a layer of security. It doesn't touch any of the rest of the system.
Right,
It kind of
right. You get
pads it.
We don't get to recycle the voting machines, but that's going to come.
Eventually, when
One
they're
right
no
at a
longer able to be manipulated, they will no
Right.
longer have that huge $1 million value.
Right.
Mhm.
Clint, can you talk about when you're going to do the counting? When do you use the tabulators?
Well, right now we have to do them ahead of time because we have the mail-ins that haven't given me enough actual tabulators. But our goal is to get a new building because we need more room to get the tabulators and do everything on election night, not open a thing. So even if they still have the stupid little mail-in ballots, we don't open those till election night, and that's when we start counting them. That way you don't have any pre-knowledge of what's going on. I mean, technically, the staff doesn't have pre-knowledge, but you know as well as I do that the computer does.
Okay. All right. Here's
Yeah.
a question. Here's another question I have. You've seen your time studies there. Now because you got to take away the biggest argument also is it takes too many people. We just went through that in Dallas County, Texas, when we didn't quite get that through because they couldn't get enough volunteers or something like that. I haven't had time to get down there and see what's going on down there, but they so let's just say you didn't come up with this. Now, how many more people per 3,000 does it add? Does that make sense? Like how many more people if you had an election without the way you're doing it and with the way you're doing it?
We hired 20 extra people.
So,
That was it.
per 100,000 ballots or whatever, you'd be able to give me those numbers, right?
Right. We had about
Okay.
20 extra people we did 70,000 ballots. So
Oh wow, okay.
it's
Wow,
nothing.
That's
It's
nothing.
nothing.
That's
Mhm.
nothing. I don't know if you've seen in Dallas County how many volunteers. It was a huge number. Did you see that?
Well,
Dr.
I don't-
Frank?
Yes,
I've
I
never
did.
really liked the
Talk to Lori about it. Lori Gallagher. She's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, I've never really liked the whole volunteer thing. What
Right.
other countries do that went to hand counts is they actually draft you just like they do if you have to go to jury duty.
Wow.
And you come in, you do your count, and in Germany, more people sign up to do the elections because that way they get out of jury duty. So they have more people sign up than they need. They need about 800,000 people to do the count in Germany in one night. And they do it every year.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Speaking of Germany, we just sent a guy over to Germany to watch them in their recent election. And we did a complete financial analysis, Mike. And as Linda Rance had found when she was doing the analyses, we save about a factor of 10 if we do it. Even paying the people, we save about a factor of 10 if you use hand counting rather than the machines.
Wow. Sounds to me like before I see the president again, like I should gather all this information.
Yes, and the great thing is, Mike,
this has been probably the longest stretch where we haven't talked about it. As you guys know, Kurt Olson's working very hard in DC, and so I've kind of passed the baton over and said, you go here and but for a while there, I think I was at the White House like every month, starting in February, when we turned in an 1.5-inch thick book from all of our team's work for the last 4.5 years. But it sounds like Clint, I want to thank you for not stopping. Wow, you just you guys, in full disclaimer, everybody, I knew nothing about this till this show started. I'm going, and Clint, everybody's been trying to get a hold of you. I'm going, my text, I'm falling 500 texts behind, with this governor run and because I had to make sure that my pillow, I'll tell you where I've been for the last 1.5 years. You all know about Arctic Frost, where my pillow was part of that, being the most attacked company in history. Yes. And imagine a ship sailing around and you're blowing it full of holes. You're taking from all sides and you're going, fix this. We got to fix this. We got to borrow money. We got to do this. And I couldn't have ran for governor if that wasn't just a month and a half ago, where I feel secure, where I can tell my son, here, go ahead, where I can go 100% all in. But I will say this. The last month and a half, if there weren't great people out there like the three of you and all the other ones that have been with us since the beginning, I couldn't have even had peace of mind to go, hey, keep going, guys, keep going. And that's what I've had to do the last 1.5 years. I think I come in for a talk every now and then with Cause of America, but that's about it. So this is so amazing. I can't tell you how excited I am.
So what do you see possible, Mike? Like looking at this, so the video of the entire walkthrough, which Clint precisely walks us through every aspect, is available at takeourcaliforniaback.com. And I sent that over to you. Now, what do you see possible? If this is workable,
this is it. This is the answer. This isn't what I should, but this is the answer I've been waiting for, because the pushback in the machines become, you have the like Clint says, you don't need, it doesn't matter what brand, they can all keep that corruption for right now. We can get, but in the meantime, we have a chance here to have secure elections in the 2026 elections. This because it Clint, to train, okay, I'll ask you one more question. To put everything, and it's all numbers, I'll have to talk to you guys about it. It all is mathematics now. You have this 70,000 people, here's what it took, and you would know yourself how many, how much more square feet you might want to have and all this. These are the numbers counties would need, across our country. These are the numbers the president's going to want me to say, here you go. This is doable everywhere and immediate. You're buying cameras, whoop-de-doo. They're
they're cell phones. They're $50 cell phones.
They're $50 cell phones. The county, you did what I was saying earlier. You did hear about Arkansas when what was that county in Arkansas where they didn't spend enough money? Remember they went after them. What was it called again?
I don't remember that. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. They went after him. Sarah Sanders and company went after him because they didn't spend enough money, because they saved so much money for the county, and they got the best deal. So that's why I asked that before. But you're still paying out all the money for the machines. Nothing changes there, and you're adding very little. you're adding very little cost. This is amazing. Because that was the thing that they did in Arkansas, came in from to blindside them from another direction. You didn't spend enough money, so then it becomes donation in kind, or too much donation, where it made it kind of like the old I can't go in and buy something personally to help you with the county,
Right.
And I can't think of that name of that county though. It bugs me now. I was all involved in that, and it was disgusting.
We've been doing a lot.
Kim, to answer your question, this is something that you have. All you need is the time study numbers, or the numbers that you've actually done it. So that's it's actually been done in elections. You have a perfect prototype to bring around, and then it's just a matter if a county can vote it in or not. And that's, and I know a lot of places they can, but I'm sure, it's kind of like, but it's turnkey. You're just by, from what you're telling me, here it is. We could easily get this in by not just for the primaries, but for the general elections in the fall.
I'm sure that's true, Mike, in some states, especially like places like Wisconsin, where the law already allows local communities to make up their own minds how they run their elections. Right. And same in Maine. Yeah.
Right. But I think there's like in Missouri, I think there's laws on the books. You can't use cameras, if I remember right.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Remember that? We dealt with that way back then. And
I read that law.
If you're changing the system, yeah. Remember, because I think it was Missouri, but you'd have to just check with each state but that'd be cool at the county level. They could just vote it in where you didn't have to vote it in at the state level. Now, can you imagine what this would do, everybody? Let's say you have a Minnesota. So here I have Minnesota, where I'm running for governor, and you got it. If we can be voted in by individual counties, I think Minnesota. Of course, it's so corrupt there, but see, this is the perfect time in history where they got too much going on. Evil's got so much going on in Minnesota. We might be able to go under the radar. Here we go. Hey, let's just stay out of this.
Good strategy.
And, it's going to end up probably be me against Amy Klobuchar, which that'll be interesting. But
plus, it's hard to complain about because you don't change anything. It's hard to complain about.
This is beautiful, and
nothing.
Here's the thing. What I would play it for me is like, I'm almost giving it. You know what? We got to have them, but we got to have a little more security on them. And
there you go.
When you do this, you guys know. Here's what I want to say. If let's say a third of the counties do it, and now with all the cheating that's going on in every single state, not just we all know that every state. So here's Minnesota. We'll use that for an example. Let's say you got a third of the counties that were now beautiful. There's no cheating. And if the other ones cheat, because evil's going to try, that. Yeah. The deviations this time will be crazy deviations, right. And the public's onto these deviations. They're going to go, wait a minute, there's 18 billion missing over here. Yeah. These counties here traditionally are this, and now they're this. This is like I told the president before the 2024 election. I said, sir, they're not going to steal it. I said, and if they did, I said, we'd even be better. I think we'd get rid of the machines fast. You go, no. And but I said, just like China virus 2.0, right? If they would have gave us that right before the election, we wouldn't have went along with all that garbage. We would have said, no way. Yeah. Now, if you gave us election crime 2.0, I told the president, they would go, people would demand those machines be opened up, just like we all did, but we never got, we never got to. But the whole country, we had convinced the whole country enough that there's problems. Yeah. It took 4 or 5 years for just relentlessly everybody going out there. So it's almost exactly what I told the president what they were going to do. And here's what I told him. I said, sir, they're going to steal about 4 or 5 million from you just to make close so they can steal it in the midterms. And I said they're not going to steal the House or Senate, but they're going to steal some, because it would be the same thing there. It'd be too big of a deviation. He wins here and you lose the House.
Yeah.
So what they did that we know of, 9 congressmen stole that we know of, 4 senators, and they stole about 5 or 6 million votes from them. So people are into with the deviations now. You know the narrative that they're going to try it. Hopefully we're early enough now, you know, with all this stuff going on in Minnesota, that we're early enough that this manifests maybe towards summer, that this gets stopped, so that people their memories are short term. You know, they all of a sudden everything's thriving and good, but they're going to try and drag this out, so then they have an excuse to say, well, you know what, the Democrats, they all won because look at what Donald Trump did. So they make, they got to have the brainwashing in order to pull it off, that you could believe it. But with this system, with Clinton, what you came up with, if you have deviations, they won't be able to explain these deviations if we get put in the counties across California or any. Doesn't have to be every county. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It can't. Oh yeah, you got 2 people here and you got 20 here. You know, it would be chaos. So we go and open up those machines. That might be the perfect opportunity which you come up here, Clint. See, I think broader. I'm thinking, you know me, I'm always thinking really broad. And I'm thinking, with your system, if we get enough people on this, there'll be enough deviations where the machines, because they're going to try it anyway. They have to. They have nothing left. This way, the Uniparty's got nothing left other than this is it. We're coming to the what do you call the end battle here in 2026.
That's right.
And I think there would be enough deviations where if they did go for it, that the public, everybody would demand is open them up once and for all.
That's right. That's right. Mike, let me share the strategy of how we're doing this. So Clint is leading, he's leading by example in Shasta. He's showing us the way. He's giving us vision. The Bible says where there's no vision, the people perish. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, so that he who reads it may run with it. The vision has been written. Shasta is showing us election transparency and election reform. Our governor candidates in the state of California have gathered together in Take Our California Back, and they are showing up with us throughout the counties and cities in the state. Doug and Clint are talking to the supervisors. We're creating those conversations to create possibility. The governor candidates are using their platforms to speak on this. They've all seen it with their own eyes. So imagine you pull all the leaders together in the state. This is not right. It's not left, right? It's not, it is for everyone. This is not only taking California back, but it's taking the nation back.
Yeah.
So I love that you see this.
When you're talking California, are you getting cooperation for a complete Democrat? Are you getting, because this, like you say, this shouldn't be argued either way, because it's just an add-on safety feature. And if they say, you guys, if they say no to this, they're what? They're in on it. Come on.
Yeah, I would agree.
The only reason you would say no, you're spending way too money. Oh, that $1,800 that Clint spent over at Shasta County. Woo woo. If we can find that falls out of our pocket in Minnesota for fraud, and in California, I'm sure you're going to find out it's probably $100 billion compared to Minnesota.
Yes.
I have a $4 million budget, so you can imagine how 1,800 fits into that.
That's awesome. So Mike, yes,
so awesome.
we have communities, counties right now that we have meetings with the supervisors, right? And a lot of these counties, Doug has been working behind the scenes. He's working in 48 states. So he's already actually really set the stage for leaders in each of the counties, so that they're taking their power back at a local level. They're creating these meetings with the supervisors. And so it's a little bit left, it's a little bit right, but we know that the conservatives are 100% in. So we're coming up, we have San Joaquin on the 16th. February. We've got Kern on the 23rd. We've got Huntington Beach on March 1st, and we've got a bunch of counties reaching out to us saying, hey, we want to participate in this. We want to participate in this.
And Dr. Frank's probably at every one. You know, at one time they called me the average anybody, and he stole that from me.
He did.
I wouldn't say I stole it from you because you're still the Energizer Bunny, but I give credit where credit's due. I wouldn't be doing this today if you hadn't inspired me, Mike. So we're all
buddies. We're buddies moving together, right?
Right.
Vauxhall buddies, absolutely. I mean, you gave me a platform. I mean, I had done my work in Pennsylvania and North Carolina and whatnot, but when you made the movie Scientific Proof, you know, that just launched me. And
now there was a lot of divine things that happened back then. I mean,
we agree.
You pull one card out. Even that plane where the devil tried to get me in the wrong state, Clint, when we first met. I mean, I said, I'm going to get there no matter what. I'll be there.
Yes. Syracuse, not Sarasota.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I'll never forget that. But you pull one card out, like, you know, Dr. Freight, you and I meeting. You show up at the first we were actually filming Absolute Interference, and this was part of that. I go, whoa, stop the presses. This is going to be its own movie right here.
Yeah.
And you know, I think back we did all those live too. We just filmed them live.
Yes.
And it was just incredible.
So good.
You know, this is one of the most exciting things that I've seen. I mean, I heard of, because this can be something that could save the 2026, the midterm elections.
We agree.
You don't need everyone, but you needed to have some. I mean, I was excited about Texas, what they were going to do down there, and then you needed all them people. Now that might be something that could be put into your Dallas County, you know, to put that in, because what their problem was, they needed so many people, you know, and because they were using 0 counting machines, you know.
Right.
So that might be something. Have you talked to Lori about that, Dr. Frank?
I'll talk to her about it. But the point is, you know, I deposited cash the other day at the bank, and I counted the money out in front of the teller. Counted it back to me, and then they ran it through a machine to check.
All right.
And so we could do. There's no reason we can't do a hybrid, as long as as you put it, and I'm going to quote you now because it's awesome. It's just an add-on safety feature.
You guys. This is the one thing I want to say. It is an add-on safety feature. You're not eliminating anything. You're not melting down the machines yet, turning them into prison bars. By the way, we already have way too many people that belong behind bars, and we probably have machines anyway. So but you got to. Now it's your sales pitch. It comes down to having the best sales pitch, and you kind of got to even maneuver, like, okay, if we can't do this, it's kind of like, you know, okay, we'll put on an add safety switch, you know, you get the safety feature, and then you avoid all the where you get to any well, we've all went through 5 years of mud for trying to get these machines gone, and you know, and I'm still sued. You guys know that my 2 lawsuits, they're still with Dominion and Smartmatic. With all this stuff that's come out, Smartmatic gets caught with crimes against humanity, and they sue me, or no, they still find me guilty in Minneapolis, which we're going to be appealing. But they, and then both companies, Smartmatic and Dominion, you know, selling to Liberty Vote or whatever the heck it is. Yeah, okay, good for you.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, they both have come. If you don't talk about machines ever again, we will do a walk away. Oh, can I? $50 million later? Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Did you hear what happened in California with the Liberty Vote Old Dominion machines?
No, I did not. You don't.
Santa Clara County.
If this is more good news, I can't take too much.
Come on, Clint, bring it.
Santa Clara County was using the Dominion's democracy suite, right?
Right, yeah.
Now Liberty Vote. Whistleblower came forward and reported that the machines were simply miscounting constantly.
Oh, wow.
So that all hit the news, and the ROV, who's a new guy, he basically said, yeah, well, we caught it and we fixed it, which means they recounted it somehow else. But you don't know how they fixed it, or if they fixed it, or what happened.
Yeah.
So that might be an interesting little aside there. Santa Clara County.
Right on, right on. No, that
Good
yeah,
news.
we'll be
There's some
we'll
good
be
news. Go ahead.
yeah, we'll be talking about all this. They because both of mine now they're like my lots are like 2 parked cars. I'm going. You know what? You guys, you think I'm walking away after Okay, now you know what they said in Colorado in May. The last thing the jury heard there, in the other case, they said, well, now this is the crooked lawyer that I called a traitor, everything else for the Coomer thing. Anyway, he goes. The lawyer says to the jury, and the judge let him say this. Now we all know Mike Lindell and Mike Lindell had a net worth of $100 million just a few short years ago, and now it's minus 10 million. Well, we're asking you for 60 million, and this by kids he called us traitors. If that bankrupts Mike Lindell and my pillow, so be it, because we need to send a message to the country that you don't talk about our election platforms and put out disinformation. That was the last thing the jury heard.
Wow.
That sounds a little biased, doesn't it?
Yeah. When they asked me, this was just 2 weeks ago. Dominion came back again, said our Liberty vote. Well, we didn't really say it like that, and because what they did is they lied this summer when they said, "Hey, Liberty vote, this Republican is buying it from Dominion, and part of that is all the lawsuits are getting dropped with Sidney Powell and the OAN and Rudy Giuliani." They didn't drop the lawsuits. They would settle. Shut up, walk away, and we destroyed you. But you just go walk away, and every one of them did. There was a few shameful ones that I can't believe that they made deals, but I think they were just tired of fighting.
You get tired of fighting. Well, most people do.
One was OAN. I mean, they had the best counter lawsuit in history, and but maybe they got some out of it because they were every one of them was sealed. You guys, sealed, right?
Wow.
I was going to do that and have them seal it, but you think I would have talked? Absolutely.
So funny.
You couldn't seal yourself, could you?
Exactly.
My lawyer said you'll end up in jail. I said, I don't care. We got to get the word out.
All right, Mike, let's go to Minnesota for a second. And Doug, Clint, join us in this conversation. So let's take a look for what if you gathered those like-minded people who can see that this is an add-on safety feature. This is election transparency, election reform. What if you gathered those leaders, those that are already in office, those are running for office that share your values, that will buy into this? What will happen if they start talking about this and looking for ways to implement this, creating those relationships with the supervisors? Like, what's possible in Minnesota?
Well, I'm going to look at every state, but Minnesota, I'm going to be doing, this is going to be going out everywhere this week. So this isn't, we can't, this is, you know me, I'm not going to sit on this. This is like, this is one of my most exciting things I've heard in a long time. They will, so this will go out everywhere, and you can implement it immediately. The only thing I'll need to do, I just need the numbers, the math numbers. That's all I need.
We'll take care of you, Mike.
All I need is the math numbers. You need this many cameras, this many of this. You put together a sales pitch, and we put it out with our teams across all 50 states immediately. And then you let those leaders, the leaders need to see everything you have here. They need to see, if you guys put this together, this is what needs to be put together. Just a sales pitch, and let our leaders in every state and every county in the country, boom, put it out. And if we end up with, just like we did when we spent 4 years trying to go state by state and county by county to get rid of them, and we had pushback, and, for me, it was, Republican, it was uniparty Republican. It would drive me crazy. Right. And I even said we were making more progress in Shasta County, California, than I could make in Arkansas or Alabama or Louisiana. This will be easy for me, knowing the people I know in those states, because now they have no reason. Now, if you got a Sarah Sanders Huckabee, or you got a Jeff Landry in Louisiana, or some of these guys. Jeff's a friend of mine. I mean, now you should be able to go in and say, hey, not even do it at the county level, just do it at the whole state. Put this special safety feature in.
Yes.
This added, what did I say? Added
Added
security
safety feature.
Added security. Added
Yes,
security.
yes. Okay, so I'm going to share the site real quick for our listeners right now. I want you guys to go to takeourcaliforniaback.com. That's takeourcaliforniaback.com. Now, this is the event we just did in Shasta. And this is where we had our governor candidates join forces. Clint Curtis, ROV clerk, walked us through the we did a walkthrough of the ROV, Registrar of Voters Office. We got to experience election transparency, election reform with our own eyes. We went into a press conference announcing it, put a stake in the ground saying we are traveling throughout the counties. We're going to get this information to everybody so we can take the state of California back and take the nation back. Now, for this walkthrough, you guys can go right here at takeourcaliforniaback.com. You're going to see the full walkthrough here. You'll get your eyes on it. And then we did a piggyback interview following this with Dr. Douglas G. Freit and Clint Curtis. So anything that you may not have gotten answered, you'll get completely answered by watching these two videos. Go check it out for yourself. It's powerful. And let me just tell you, the crazy media that doesn't want election transparency and election reform, your fake news, right? And those that are aligned with it have come after Clint Curtis. And they're basically saying that this whole thing that we created would take our California back. Clint walking us through the ROV, showing us what they're doing, right? They're basically saying he was using that for campaigning. He didn't do anything that was campaigning related. He gave the public what they have a right to see, full transparency. These articles here will show you what that was like. But let me just tell you what, guys, we have the ability to take our power back. And I want to go back to what was created years ago because of you, Mike Lindell, because of you, Doug Frank, because of you, Clint Curtis. We created Take Our Elections Back.
Right,
And all because we saw the problem
Right.
and implementing the 7 steps.
I want to say one thing, Kim. This is probably another divine thing, because me running for governor of Minnesota, the media has to talk to me somewhat, right?
Exactly.
And to be able to put this out there, and in Minnesota, with all the fraud and the craziness going on,
Yes.
like I say, you slide this in, hey, in light of all this, we need an extra safety feature on our election. This should be plugged in there. I should not get any pushback by any Republican, or even some of the, not the corrupt Democrat, but some of the Democrats we have there. And what I'm saying by that, because if they get I would say especially Republicans, and they're 50-50. So let's say any of these counties, for them to push back for an extra safety feature, I can call them out nationally and say, what are you, part of the Somalian fraud here? What's the matter? Why wouldn't you not want some extra safety on? We need safety on all our welfare programs and our election. We're not melting down your machines yet. This is extra. It should be right up you guys' alley if you're so secure, right?
That's right.
No, I love it. I will have the perfect tool in Minnesota to be able to do that, and this will fit right in. And then they can accuse me of using it for my campaign. I don't care. I'll blame it on Clint. You know what? Clint's picture with me. No, this guy. Go after him.
So we've got My Pillow.
I'll take the bullets on that one.
We've got My Pillow. We've got My Campaign, and we've got My Elections.
Right. There you go.
You're marketing a transparent election. It's fun watching a marketing genius at work.
Yes.
Well, the machine companies don't give you pushback either. Actually, in Shasta County, we have Hart there, which is one of the better ones, although, 50-50.
You got rid of Dominion and moved to Hart.
But no matter who it was, we can say, well, your machine cannot be blamed for altering the election because people can count it. They'll know.
Right.
And Hart says, yeah, and if anything's wrong, you have a crime scene and we'll help you solve it. So,
Right.
and of course, nothing was wrong.
Right. Well, then it's like they said in my trial, my lawyer got up there at first. He says, the one in Colorado, and he said, now let it be known, my client is an equal opportunity machine basher. It doesn't matter the brand.
That's good.
It's all the same, right?
Right.
So good. Well, gentlemen, I'll tell you what, I'm so grateful. God has a funny way of bringing things to fruition, right? I knew in my heart it was imperative to bring us together because this is the power of creation. And yes, Mike, it's exactly as you say. Everything is aligning up because God is with us, because we're standing in truth. That's the power of what's possible when we unite together, which goes back to, I'm going to share this real quick. We didn't talk about this, but there's a lot of division we're seeing across the country right now. It's not just right-left division. It's internal division in families, division in communities, division in the Patriot movement. And for those of us that love truth and that have faith that we actually can take this country back, it is imperative we put egos aside, pride aside, and we unite together. We've got to keep the focus. We got to keep the real focus, right? So I love the fact that you guys are mighty warriors. You lead in humility. You don't give up. You're tenacious. You're persevering. And I am honored to be on the show with you today and to have you here. So thank you for being with us today.
Well, thank you for having us on. This has made my month, day, year. I'm gonna tell you, it's like this. You guys are, Clint, you and Dr. Frank and Kim, you guys, every time I meet with the president, we'll talk about, I'll have this little list of things from around the country, and it'll be like, I'll come back and I'll go, oh no, this is already done. This is already done. I'm going, this blows that out of the water going, what? You already did it in the election? Where have I been?
That's right. That's right. So Mike, let's do this. Let's finish off, Clint, Doug, for our listeners right now who really got this is like a backroom mastermind that they got today. This is so powerful, right?
Yeah,
what are your words to the people today? What's your call to action? Let's start with you, Doug, Clint, and Mike. We'll let you bring it home. Doug?
Call to action. Time to wake up. Time to step up. Time to resume your civic duties. For too long, we've been letting other people teach our children, letting other people run our government, letting other people run our elections. It's time for us to run our own elections with our own two hands, our own 2 feet, our own 2 eyes. And Clint's given us the example of how to defeat the machine issue. Let's at least implement that right away. We have no excuse. The numbers are all there. So step up. And if you want to step up, go to takeourcaliforniaback.com, send an email to Kim, or you can go to causeofamerica.org and sign up, and we'll get you hooked up with a local team. Those would be my final words.
Well said. And Clint Curtis.
Well, I can't really follow these two guys because I'm just a little nerd. So kind of a geek, computer geeks, we aren't that flowery, but essentially this should be able to give the citizens the ability to trust their elections again, because now they can count them themselves and they don't have to worry about the machines ripping them off, because if they do, you got them. And if you get them, well, that's probably the last time they'll be writing machines, right? I mean, there'll be somebody else doing after that. So hopefully this will get rolled out by these two guys over here, and we'll get it done.
Come on, we're taking the state back. We're taking the nation back. Mike Lindell.
All right. Well, here, everybody, let me tell you why we're 1,000 times or better than we were 5 years ago. I've said it many times. On January 7th and 8th, the most important 2 days that I can ever think of. And why are they important? I've said it before. That's the day 1.2 million Americans were deplatformed. Our voice was gone. I compare it to a TV where our voice goes down, a little black and white TV when I was a kid, down a little tiny dot. And that dot didn't go out because of us and many others that just didn't let it go out and kept talking and putting it out there. Now our voice is very big. It's very large. So what I encourage everybody to do, yes, we have now the answer here. You need to go, and I've said it before, You should be on all the social media sites we have now, especially LindellTV.com, which now we're at the Pentagon, the White House, and the Capitol. And we're there. We're the only outlet there. The other ones got kicked out of the Pentagon, or everybody, and Lindell TV's at all three. And me having and you need to look and watch if you can't. You go and you go to on Vocal, Truth Social, X, Facebook. When I have information that comes out good, I put it all over out there. We got enough of the bad stuff out there. You need to put now the hope out there, everybody.
Yes.
And this is the hope. So when I get to the president, we get this out there, and when he puts out there, you need to share. And we have one thing, which I told the president, we come out, and there's a lot of stuff going to come out of Washington real quick about the crooked elections. Within these next 3-4 weeks, just like you've seen Georgia come out. Yep. And when that comes out, everybody, you need to magnify that. We still don't have. We don't have Fox News and Newsmax. They're gone when it comes to election.
Right.
The other ones will come around long before they do. I'm telling you that right now. That's a fact. So what do? We have to spread the word. And we do have two guys with very large mouths out there, the president and Elon Musk. So if we get, and when they come out with this, if we can get this out there, and I promise you that, Clint, this is awesome. Great work. I'm going to get this out there. Then when you guys see this come out, you just keep spreading the word, because that's our hope. So in your counties or your precinct, whatever, and someone that knows someone, you push it out there and go, hey, we want this extra feature. We want this safety feature on our election.
Yes.
It's going to bring trust back into the whole country. And we've got a great chance with these midterms, because to be honest with you, I was getting concerned, because only way you can cheat is if it's a possible, you can brainwash the people that it could happen. And in 2020, what they did to us, they told us that 1 in trillions could happen. They told us that impossibilities could happen. I mean, but they can't get away with it again. And they would be, so that's, and by putting it out there, far and wide, and we got to overtake that, everybody's upset because of this. No, you're just putting an extra safety feature on there. We don't care what's going on out there. Then if it becomes a real election, I really don't believe that all the narrative they put out there about, you can have all the garbage going on in Minnesota from here to the sun, but you have fair elections, people have had it. California, people are saying in my state, oh yeah, we're going to be like California. No, we passed California, I believe, because we are the Trojan horse. And I'm going to say this, one of the things I'm going to do is when I'm governor on the first day, I'll do a little governor ad here. I'm going to bring back our flag in Minnesota, take the satanic statue out of the Capitol, which our governor left. And I'm going to ban Sharia law, which I think 20 states have already done. I mean, this is, so there's but don't get me going. I got. Mike,
we are so excited.
We're behind you, Mike. We're behind you.
We've got you running for the governor of the great state, and it is going to be great, of Minnesota, because of you. We've got Clint Curtis.
Minnesota great again.
It's going to be great again. Exactly. We got Clint Curtis, who is the ROV of Shasta County, and we haven't even talked about him running, but he is running for that position again. So, I mean, and I love it. I heard that you just endorsed him, and Doug, you endorsed, all three of us just endorsed him the other day.
Mike endorsed me the other day.
When's that election?
June 2nd.
Okay. Well, I know a guy, I'll tell you what, I'll just say, here's this. Maybe you should endorse this guy, Mr. President.
I'd like that endorsement.
I cannot wait to bring that to him. I can't. This is going to be amazing, you guys. So we'll get together this week or talk and get all the stats down and then get the marketing book and see. Here's the answer. This is
That's right. Hey, Mike, do you see why I said, hey, Mike, we got to tell President Trump. Mike, can you see if we can get him live on the call today?
Yeah, I know. No, I get it. But this would be this would be when I call him and say, here, you need to see this.
That's right.
This is going to be pretty amazing. He's got to see it first.
Come on,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
Well, Mike, thank you so much.
He'll be as excited as I am, I'm telling you, because he's been working hard from the top down, and we talk about, well, what do you do with this and this, and
Warriors. Well,
yeah.
Here we are, election transparency, election reform. Doug, Frank, thank you for your partnership
Good to be here.
and taking our California back.
Happy to
Clint
help.
Curtis, thank you for opening up the doors for us, for giving us vision of what's possible. Mike Lindell, thank you for putting a stake in the ground, getting the word to where it needs to be so that we, the people, can take our power back and we can take this country back and secure the ballot box.
Right on.
I love you guys. God bless you. We're going to keep this
God bless
conversation alive. And then I'm going to release you guys. I know, Mike, you're with family today. Doug, you're with family, and Clint. Oh,
these dogs are getting restless. Come on.
All right. Well, we love you. God bless you, Doug. Doug, hang on. Clint, hang on. And Mike, I'm going to release you for a couple. I'm going to release you because I know you're going to the hospital to take care of family.
Yep.
And Mike, we love you. God bless you. And actually, before you go, Father, we just come before you now in the name of Jesus. Father, you're so good. Father, you have given us the wisdom, the discernment. You've given us all such special gifts, each one of us, all of our listeners, like God defined gifts, Father. Fan those gifts into flame, Father. Continue to be with Mike and Clint and Doug and me and all of our listeners. Open the doors. Use us powerfully as we unite together, Father, to bring everything back into alignment. In truth, Father God, in obedience to you. Father, we love you. We praise you. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Hi, Nellie. All right, Doug, we love you. Clint, we love you. Mike, we love you. And we'll see you guys on the other side.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Bye, guys. So good. Oh, my gosh. You guys, what an amazing show. An absolute blessing. This conversation today, I'll tell you, when you're on God's team, he gives us those downloads. When he says, you got to talk to this person, you got to bring these people together. Like, we've got to listen to those promptings. And sometimes we might feel like, well, God, who am I? Who am I? But let me tell you, I'm a mom. I'm a grandma. I'm just like you. Mike Lindell, Clint Curtis, Doug Frank, all of us have got gifts. It's time to fan those gifts into flame. Draw close to God. Ask him for that wisdom and discernment. God, what is it you're calling me to do? And then join us in this fight. Join us in this fight. And you can join us in this fight by going to takeourcaliforniaback.com. That's takeourcaliforniaback.com. Together, we can take this incredible state back. Most importantly, we can take this country back. This is the power of collaboration. This is the power of unity. And this is the power of being obedient to God's calling. So with that being said, we've got a couple of sponsors that we want to thank today. It's because of our sponsors that we're able to do shows like this. Our sponsors keep freedom alive. And one of our sponsors that I want to share with you today is our Patriots Made sponsor. You guys, I got to tell you, I took my power back about 20 years ago. You see, I knew that when I was shopping using the big box retailers, products from Procter & Gamble, Colgate and Palmolive, Johnson & Johnson, I found out that those were the key products or ingredients in those products that were causing the allergies for my daughter, Ashley. They had ingredients like parabens, alcohol, sulfates, triclosan, quaternary disinfectants. Those are heavy metals. And the more heavy metals in the body, it becomes a breeding ground for dis-ease. So we said, you know what? We want to find an American-made manufacturer that has better, safer products that actually saves us money, saves us time, and gives us the ability to take our health back. Well, that's exactly what our Patriots Made is. PatriotsMade.com, 40-year manufacturer, the best of science and nature. Thank you to our Patriots Made resource, because Ashley's allergies are gone. I've literally avoided back surgery. Thank God for the tools in the toolbox that take inflammation down by 16.2% in 1 hour. And my eczema was gone in a week and a half. This has been the toolbox and resource where I personally have been able to help hundreds of thousands. This just might be the resource for you. Go take your power back from the big box retailers by switching to American made. Go to patriotsmade.com/Kim. That's patriotsmade.com/Kim. And without further ado, there is one more resource that I've got to share with you. And they are the same exact manufacturer as our Patriots Made manufacturer. If you love beef, good beef, then you want to check out our freedomsteaksnow.com. That's freedomsteaksnow.com. So never ever hormoned, never ever antibiotic, and never ever mRNA, all vertical integration. And I got to tell you, I love my beef at Mar-a-Lago. I love my beef at the highest level steakhouses. But it ain't nothing like the beef here. The ribeyes, extraordinary. It's my favorite. Go check it out for yourself. freedomsteaksnow.com/Kim. That's freedomsteaksnow.com/Kim. Big thank you to our sponsors that give us the ability to really take our buying power back, because the reality is, we all vote with our dollars, don't we? We certainly do. What an amazing show today. I'm so grateful for Clint Curtis, ROV clerk of Shasta County. So grateful for Dr. Douglas G. Frank, exposes election fraud in 46 states. And so grateful for our Mike Lindell, who's now running for the governor of fraud, Minnesota. We've got the warriors taking their power back and showing us how we can do the same thing. So it is the end of our show today. And I'm telling you what, it has been an amazing show. And I want to say thank you to Shasta. And I want to say thank you to you, our listeners, for being with us and for sharing this show with everybody you know. And remember how we said that the Bible says to write the vision, make it plain, so that he who reads it may run with it. Well, this is what we're writing: election transparency, election reform. Shasta County leading the charge. They are the epicenter. And because of Shasta, so can we. Write it on the tablets of your heart, run with it, share it with everyone you know, and follow us at takeourcaliforniaback.com. Go watch that ROV walkthrough. Go watch the interviews that we've done in regards to election transparency and election reform. And then also follow us at takeyourpowerbackshow.com. That's takeyourpowerbackshow.com. You can find us on all podcast platforms. And we're going to keep you posted on what's next. Remember, we've got the next wave and San Joaquin. That's February 16th. Kern County, February 23rd, and Huntington Beach on March 1st. Don't be surprised if there's a couple more in there. And after this conversation, it sounds like we're going to be all over the country. And we're partnering with you at takeourcaliforniaback.com. So with that being said, may God bless you. May God bless Shasta. May God bless California. May God bless this country. I love you. I'll see you guys on the other side. This is Kim Yeater signing out. Bada, 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 bada. Boom.